Welcome back to this session of Affiliate Management Expo. It is with Mike Carney, and it is entitled Your Fuel for 2021, and it is evolving around talent. So, Mike, how you doing today?
Doing well, doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much. I appreciate you coming on and dropping your knowledge and helping these advertisers with their talent questions.
No problem.
So first, just to give everyone a background of who you are, how you started here, and how you ended up starting your company.
Sure. The quick version is I started in online in 1997. I started in the performance marketing space or the affiliate marketing space in 2008. I worked for two major affiliate networks, and my position there was like senior business development. So I was working with advertisers and helping them create high converting offers that would be promoted by affiliates. And then after that, I started my own company, basically doing the same thing. But one of the services that I offered at that new agency was talent recruitment. And that's because a long time ago, I used to work for Monster as a recruitment consultant. So I noticed in the industry that there wasn't a great resource for talent recruitment. And, having been in the space for 3.5 years and people asking me to come work for their companies doing business development, I saw a really good opportunity to launch performancemarketingjobs.com and to help people connect with the best people in the industry for affiliate management positions, business development, account management, online media buyers, those type of things.
Perfect. And it's funny because performance marketing doesn't typically get the love it deserves, and it doesn't get the attention that it probably should. And by you starting a company just strictly based on finding people jobs and matching up advertisers with qualified candidates is perfect. And now we all know COVID has been running rampant for over a year now. Um, and in terms of the affiliate industry, it hasn't really of course it's negatively affected certain aspects of it in certain verticals. But overall, what is your view of the industry since COVID hit?
It's been quite a substantial change, actually. I launched Performance Marketing Jobs over 8 years ago, and after March, like literally within days, there was just an explosion of business from companies that were basically built to sell products online, and they needed to hire additional staff for affiliate management, for online media buyers, and also for e-commerce tech. And the reason for that is obviously there's consumers out there that had already embraced e-commerce, and their frequency of spend and the average, order value for them, was going through the roof. But more importantly than that was that audiences that were not using e-commerce as their primary or even their secondary shopping habit were now being forced to buy their products online versus at retail. And that basically exploded. I'd like to call it the e-commerce boom, basically, because we are now starting in March, we are in a stay home economy. So pretty much anything to do with your house, your health, basically your happiness, people were investing heavily in everything from, nutrients to office chairs to online grocery shopping and so on. And because of that, there was obviously a need for talent at those companies to be able to now service a different type of consumer. And we've been super busy since March of last year. And we had our biggest year in regards to fills and revenue, and it's spilled over to this year as well. So there's definitely a huge growth in the performance marketing industry right now, and pretty much all of that is based on either driving leads or driving e-commerce, but mainly e-commerce.
Yep. So the explosion of e-commerce happened. Brands, affiliate programs are now expanding and exploding at the same time. How do these brands know who to hire for and for what positions? How does that work? Because it can be overwhelming. They're seeing a lot of growth and a lot of things are going on. How do they figure out what they need in terms of talent?
Yeah, well, there's definitely not a cookie cutter solution, to quickly figure out what you need to do. It's, you have to see where you're getting traction first, and then, shift talent towards that core offer within your company. So obviously, if nobody's buying at the retail level anymore, then you're obviously going to scale back the amount of resources that you need for in-store customer service or in-store sales. And you need to shift that talent to where customers are actually buying the products, which is obviously through e-commerce. So, you need people obviously to create a online experience that is, just as rich or even better than the in-store. And you need to quickly figure out, well, which positions do we need to fill, where do we need to be stronger, so that somebody can come to our website and have a great experience and can quickly find and purchase the products that they want. And then after that, being able to engage with those consumers to get them to come back and order additional products or additional supplies. Like myself, I do online grocery shopping, and we basically pick it up at the store at a very specific time that they tell us to come by, and they drop off the groceries in our trunk basically, and then that's us for another week. And then I also have products that I receive on a monthly basis, so that I only need to order it once. I know it's coming every single month.
Yeah. So no, it definitely is like kind of a customizable strategy for talent. Obviously the retail's not there as much anymore, so you're going to shift it all to online. But in terms of like the performance affiliate programs, like the performance channel, um, obviously affiliate manager would be the first person to hire. Now, would you bring additional support pieces in for them? Because running a program is not as easy as it sounds. Do you recommend bringing in those like support roles, like someone helping with recruiting and activating and things like that? Do you guys hire and recommend for that?
Yeah, well, the way that I always look at it is, it's always best to reach out to people who are experts in the industry. If there's, let's say that you've never done digital marketing before, and you've traditionally been an offline company. Let's say that you're, like a ballet company, and you've traditionally relied on, magazines and print ads to drive people into, to the yearly memberships. And then all of a sudden those choices are gone. Like, either they're not available, or the consumers are just not reachable through those mediums. If you don't have somebody in-house who is extremely strong at digital marketing, then you either need to hire them in-house, or you need to reach out to people who offer those services and find out how they can possibly help you. And I always think that's a great starting point, is having conversations with people that are obviously leaders in their space. So if all of your business is coming from Amazon, for example, then you obviously need somebody who's extremely strong at setting up Amazon stores and Amazon marketing and so on. And if the vast majority of your consumers are on Facebook, then you obviously need somebody who's extremely strong at, building communities on Facebook, and obviously Facebook marketing. And we've now gotten to the point where over 50% of total ad spend is digital now. It's digital advertising. It's over 50%. And when it comes to affiliate marketing, it's projected to be over $8 billion this year. So the way that I look at affiliate marketing is that it's the long tail of consumer conversions. So it's critical that it's part of every marketing program, and you need to have an expert in place, be it a in-house expert, or you're dealing with an agency that specializes in affiliate marketing. And, there's all kinds of studies out there that basically, have taken the pulse of marketers, and over 90% of marketers see affiliate marketing as a critical part of their overall marketing program.
Yep. And that is good news for the industry, that these brands see it as valuable. The one thing is the education and talent is not at the same level as other channels, and that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this, is trying to educate the brands on and helping them understand affiliate management more, and bringing you on to help them understand the talent and what kind of talent they'll need. So I want to just go back a little bit. So when COVID hit, obviously everything went remote, and I wanted to just try and help the brands figure out characteristics to look for in talent that are going to be working remote, because it's you can say whatever you want on your resume, and you can talk, but what characteristics do you typically look for that you help advertisers pinpoint their ideal candidates?
Well, the starting point, at least for me, is getting the employer to figure out where they want to be 6 months from now, or 12 months from now, or 24 months from now. And then you need to find people who have actually been down that road and have reached those type of goals before. And most people come to me for intermediate to experienced talent, because, you know, I typically don't deal with people who are just trying to get into the industry, or, people refer to them as newbies. I don't normally deal with that type of candidate, because they're normally, the only way to truly judge them is based on like their personality and their drive. But when employers are looking for proven winners, that's when, I would be somebody who would, basically, reach out and pre-screen candidates to find out, well, what kind of track record do they have? What type of products or verticals have they dealt with? What type of success have they had? How did they get that success? What are the type of specialized skills that they have that would be beneficial for a new employer? And, like, if you're really trying to raise your game on the marketing side and reach today's consumer, which is completely different than consumers, of February 2020, for example, then you really need to have specialized talent in place that understands how to reach them and how to convince them to purchase your product versus others. And one of the things that I've seen through, different articles and different studies that are out there, is that the amount of products that are purchased by smaller, independent, entrepreneurial brands is growing tremendously. It used to be around 25% of all products were, basically new purchases from new brands, and now it's at about 37%. So that's probably the biggest change that I've seen since March, is that the companies that have come to me for affiliate marketing talent or online media buying talent are smaller entrepreneurial marketers who either had relevant products already for the at-home economy, or they've created products to fill that need. And there's a ton of disposable income out there that is not being spent on travel, for example. Mm-hmm. It's not being spent on anything to do with commuting to offices, for example. And people are investing in making their home lives more comfortable. And the companies that offer those type of products or services are making an absolute, they're having an amazing year because of that.
Yeah, no, and it's unfortunate that we had to have this pandemic to have all the success and all these positive trends come. But with that being said, so these people, these advertisers are trying to find the talent to come in and continue the growth. Now, where do they find them? Like, besides, like, obviously they can come to you and find them, but what do you do to help them narrow it down? Do you just tell them, like, these are the people I suggest you go with, or do you let them decide? And like, how does it work on your end? Like, when you providing talent to these advertisers?
Well, what I normally see from employers is that they try to, prior to them coming to me, they try to, broadcast to their network. They try to get their, colleagues and friends to mention that there's an opening, be it on Facebook or LinkedIn or something like that. They'll put up a job posting, and they'll obviously see, what type of candidates would respond to that job posting. And there's not normally a ton of success that comes from that. And the reason for that is, the people that you're ideally looking for, they're not active job seekers. They're people that are quite comfortable in their current positions. They're happy, they're making good money, they're super busy. So they're not really responding to online job postings, or they're not responding to somebody's social media post of, hey, we're hiring for a business development person, here at company X, or an affiliate marketing manager. Like, that might get shared a few times, but then it's just crickets. So you really need somebody, like myself, to basically figure out, well, where is that talent? Where are they working? And how do we reach them? And, will they respond to messages? And if they don't respond to messages, then, how do we get someone else to make an introduction? So it's a fairly laborious process on my side. But obviously that's a service that people pay me for, is to find the best candidates, showcase the opportunity, get feedback on that opportunity. And obviously for the people who are qualified and, are interested in the position, then they will forward, their resume or their profile and their compensation expectations. And then obviously the employer will interview from there. And most of my clients, they hire within 5 resumes. So, there's not a huge talent pool out there. And the amount of high quality individuals, I try to get it down to a manageable level. Because if you put up a job posting, typically what you get is 2 scenarios. You get crickets, nobody's applying to it, or you just get absolutely bombed with unqualified response, and you're seeing hundreds of profiles and resumes.
Now, in terms of the talent side, what do they have to do to stand out in this job market? Because it's very competitive, and you said that many of them may not be actively looking, but what can they do to just be prepared for? So if let's say you're looking at someone's profile and you think they'd be a good fit, but they're not actively looking, like, what are you looking for in those profiles and things like that? Are you, is anything specific, or is it just what the advertiser or brand is saying, I need this, and you're going to go out and try and find them?
Well, the vast majority of resumes that I see, I'd probably say about 90% of the resumes that I see are actually very poor. And they're poor in the execution of them marketing themselves as a solution to a problem. And, it's not necessarily their fault. It's just that they've made a resume that's pretty generic. And, they've put in there what they believe might be important overall, but most of the information in there is not that important or relevant to the company that is potentially going to hire them. So I provide candidates with free advice on their resumes. And, having been a candidate myself, I've been in online since 1997. I've been a candidate. I've been a VP of sales. I've hired people, fired people, and, what you see a lot is, people will put together that resume. They've probably read it about 500 times, and the content just becomes blind to them. And I read it from the employer's point of view. It's my first time reading it. And, I walk away from it saying, okay, well, do I see value in that person in regards to, would I hire them? Did they present the information that's most relevant to a specific job description? Probably not. So, I'll go back to the person and provide them with that honest feedback. And, a lot of people are blown away by the fact that there's grammar mistakes or spelling mistake or something like that. Or, in most cases, they just don't, they just don't present their accomplishments. You know, they talk about their task and responsibilities till the end of time, but they don't mention that they got promoted 6 months in. They don't you know, present that they, you know, were 125% over quota. So it's a presentation of the information, and you're presenting relevant information towards specific opportunities. And, you know, candidates should create, you know, a resume per opportunity, because the needs of those employers are going to be completely different and unique. And it's their responsibility as a candidate to present themselves in the most relevant way possible.
Now, I want to just get your opinion on resumes. Are they still as relevant as they used to be? I don't know. I don't look through a lot of resumes, so I don't really know. But are resumes going to become something of the past?
No, I don't believe so, because the vast majority of people out there, like when you think of, well, where should I put my profile? And you'd probably get 9 out of 10 people say, well, you got to be on LinkedIn, of course. And so people put up a LinkedIn profile, but the vast majority of the profiles that are built out there are either hard to find, or they have very little information on the profile of the specific skills that they have or the accomplishments that they've had. And that's where the resume comes in, is that you're able to expand on the success that you've had as an employee at a company that's obviously, you know, relevant to the company that wants to hire you. So I don't see resumes going anywhere. You know, like some people have talked about, you know, they do a lot of online and Zoom interviews nowadays, and people are building their own websites, you know, with their portfolios and so on. Obviously, portfolios are very important when it comes to creative types, and that's normally how they're measured. But when it comes to like affiliate managers or salespeople or account managers, they need to have detailed information in their resume that they typically wouldn't present in a public forum like LinkedIn.
Got it. Okay. No, that makes sense. I feel like that the resumes, like I don't even see them floating around a lot online. I see everyone doing it to digital, like the this LinkedIn, and then you can do the websites, things like that. But yeah, I guess the old school resume is still important, because that's where you can really put all your information about what you've done in the past, and versus a website or your LinkedIn profile. It's and I agree that the LinkedIn profiles probably should be optimized a little bit better, especially for those that are seeking jobs, so that people like you can actually find them and present them opportunities.
Yeah, like one of the benefits of being in the online space for so long is that you start to recognize what companies specialize in. So if you can find the companies out there that, you know, have hired the talent and have the specialized needs, then it's a lot easier, you know, to fill open positions that need those skill requirements. The biggest difference, though, is figuring out which candidates do you want to actually have conversations with. And, you know, that is something that is, you know, like I mentioned earlier, it's a laborious process to find out, well, how do we engage with people? How do we get responses back? And, you know, one of the things that you'll see on LinkedIn, which is kind of a telling point, is that there's different levels of LinkedIn, different memberships in regards to the account that you can have. And you know, for a recruiter account, for example, if your response rate dips below 13%, then you're basically blocked from sending multiple emails at once for about 2 weeks, I believe. So as you can imagine, you think, well, 13% doesn't sound like a huge response rate, but they've obviously figured out over time, you know, what is a normal response rate. So if the cutoff point is 13%, then the normal response rate it's not 50%, it's not 70% or 80%.
No.
You know, people with talent are bombarded by messages of open opportunities and their pitch positions. And there is a skill shortage. There's absolutely a skill shortage when it comes to experienced talent in e-commerce, in affiliate management, in online media buying, and so on.
No, that's a fact. The shortage is it's unfortunate, but I do see it getting better. It's definitely on its way up, and hopefully in a couple years it'll be on par with the rest. But um, wrapping up here, so if you were to give some brands advice um, on their like if on their just and this is a general affiliate question, so on their affiliate program, what would you say the most important thing for brands to consider for affiliate programs in regards to talent? I guess that would probably be more keen to you.
I would say the starting point is mapping out where you want to go and figuring out, one, is that possible? And two, do you have the talent, be it yourself? Like, let's say that you're the online marketing manager for, a toy retailer. And you've typically dealt with CPM oriented buys, like they're not direct response oriented buys. They're not, cost per acquisition oriented type of buys. And you want to grow your affiliate program, for that lineup of toys. You have to figure out, well, what is realistic? Like, can we get, a 10% growth by introducing a new channel, be it affiliate marketing? Does that person currently have the skill set and the time to be able to manage affiliates, recruiting affiliates, managing affiliates, tracking links, creative, the whole bit? Then they have to figure out, okay, do I hire internally for that? Or do I outsource that portion to somebody who specializes in affiliate marketing? And that could be them signing up to an affiliate marketing network, or dealing with like an OPM, like an outsourced program management company, or it could be talking to a headhunter like myself to discuss options in regards to, is it more important to have everything in-house, or are you okay with outsourcing it and being one of many clients of a particular account manager?
No, it's perfect advice, and it definitely will help brands start thinking about it. They got to start where they want to go. That's where they gotta start. And I think with most things, without a goal or a path, you're gonna be end up nowhere really. That's where
Mhm.
you're gonna end up frustrated and unfortunately probably just scrapping your affiliate program because you think it doesn't work.
It's very much like a GPS. It's like, pick your destination, start the journey, and then you're probably going to hear rerouting about 15 times on the way to that journey, because there's going to be challenges along the way. So, it's never smooth sailing, and that's why you need somebody that has experience traveling those roads to get you to that destination.
Nope, couldn't have said it better myself, Mike. I appreciate the time today and your knowledge that you've shared with everyone about talent and why it's so important in 2021.
No problem. No problem.